Can we all agree that lies are wrong? I mean, we all tell some less than truthful things, and it could really help us out if used right. The greatest good principle says that we should do what benefits the most people. But according to God's word, all lies are wrong and a sin. But before I get too much into this, let me define what a lie means in context of what I'm explaining here. A lie is a false statement made with the deliberate intent to deceive. So saying something you know not to be true, but hoping or expecting the other person to believe it. I think we could all agree that that is a good general definition, but the problem comes when analyzing it and applying it to different situations. Something like sarcasm, you tell a false statement, but you expect the person to know that it's not true based on the tone of your voice. But saying something that is a lie now, but planning on being truthful later, is still a lie and still a sin. Like, for example, for a surprise party, lying about what's actually going on. Santa Claus telling people that he actually exists when you know he doesn't. The storks, anything that you say are lies because you're telling something untruthful and you're expecting or hoping the other person will believe it as true for the time being. There are even some little things that we do that we may not even be aware of the fact that we are lying. For example, saying to a kid, like, I don't know where it is, when you do know where it is, but you hid it away so that way they won't find it. Or hiding something behind your back and jokingly saying, I don't have it. But when it comes to lies, there are still some things that I'm unsure about. Like, let's say you meet up with your friend and he asks you, how's it going? And then you say, terrible, just to see how he reacts. And then you say, just kidding, afterwards, and tell him you're doing just fine. In that situation, using the definition I explained earlier, it's still hard to tell because you are saying something untruthful, but you may not be doing it to deceive them, you're just doing it to see how they react. So I'm not sure about that. Sometimes in situations where I'm unsure, I ask myself, would I be able to see Jesus doing something like that if he wanted to live a sinless life? And even in that situation, I still can't come to a sure conclusion. For the time being, what I think is that it's not a sin, but that's just a baseless opinion, and you should still be careful of it. But now, I want to share with you why lies shouldn't be taken so lightly. Because God sent his one and only Son down to die for all our sins, which includes lying. So every time we lie, we hurt him physically and we hurt him personally. God does not want us to sin, so why are we so willing to throw lies around? Well, it may just be because they're so easy to do, and other times we're just afraid of what will happen if we do tell the truth. You have to trust God and have faith in him to follow through if you do tell the truth when given the option. Because if you tell a lie, then you can't complain to God if things go wrong because he didn't support the decision you made in the first place. An important side note, though, is that keeping secrets is not a sin. I mean, Jesus told his disciples not to say anything of the fact that he was the Son of the living God. So, you could keep secrets, but just be honest about keeping secrets. Don't tell a lie instead of the secret that you're keeping, and if the question arises, tell someone that you're being secretive about it, or just don't say anything at all. Now, let's say that you tell someone something that you believe to be true at the time, but later find out that it was wrong. Do you have to tell them the truth that you believe now and correct yourself from the past, or can you just leave it be? Well, I believe it's not a sin not to tell the person the new truth that you discovered, but it would be a good thing to do. But let's say the past truth comes up in a conversation, you can't keep going as if you did still believe that if you believe something else. You have to correct yourself then. And my final note on this subject of lies is that be careful of making promises and try to avoid making them whenever you can. The Bible specifically mentions not to make swears, but the same thing could also be applied to promises. For it says in Matthew 5:34 through 37, But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by the head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh evil. So, say what you mean to say, and there is no need to give more than your word, because you should be truthful and honest at your word. Wouldn't it be nice to live in a world where you could actually trust what everyone says, that they actually believe what they say, and not have to question whether they actually mean it? So that's it for now. Please respond, like, subscribe, and thank you all for listening to what I believe to be the truth.